Whoa.
That song tears me every time I sing it. It's only like the 5th time I've ever sang it. It just gets me every time. When I talk to you about this depression thing, it's like a weird thing to talk about. It's like, I mean, even still, like, when I was going through it, it wasn't like I was like putting it on Twitter. It wasn't a public thing. I only told my close friends, and it's a weird thing, especially being a Christian, and then even more so being like a Christian artist. It's like, people like feel bad for like pastors, because I feel like they got even worse than me. It's like you have to like, everyone's got to think that you were doing it just right, Otherwise, it's like, man, they will get you, especially on Facebook. But they'll get you. I'm telling you, that's where I hear the worst of it. But yeah, it's weird because there's part of you that's just like, you get, embarrassed of it. Like, well, I had to take these pills for this thing. I was going, just the normal embarrassing part, like the pride part of it. And then you have this part that's like nervous of like, man, what are people going to say? Like, just the judgmental side of it. And I was fortunate to be surrounded by all my close friends. Instead of being even the least bit judgmental, they were very loving and helped me through that time. And so I encourage you, if it's something that you're dealing with, whether it's depression or anything that you feel like embarrassed about, it's like, just know, like, the feeling of embarrassment or guilt or shame, that's not of the Lord. The enemy wants you to believe this lie, but the hope is in Him, and that, when you got the right people around you, and feel free to remind them if it's not, and it's about loving each other and the iron sharpening the iron, and even more so, I'm not like going around telling people like, don't take your medicine anymore. Like, the Lord might tell you that, but not me. But like, I think, man, a lot of medications are awesome, and the doctors do some awesome work. But I know what the Lord was telling me, and I know what He healed me of. And even no matter what medication you're taking or not taking, just know that you can't put your hope in that, And that's where my hope was at first, was just, I hope this medicine is going to make me feel better. And it made me feel better, but all it is a temporary fix. But to know that our hope is in Him, and that's the only permanent healing that can happen. This other stuff just makes you feel good. It's a fake thing. It'll make you feel better, but like, it's not going to heal you where it matters. It's not going to break down the walls that you've built up and the reason why you're going through it in the first place. And so for me, I wanted to write a song about taking these pills, and I wanted to write a song specifically about like me going through depression. But every time I sat down to write it, it kept sounding depressing. I was like, man, I don't want to be depressed again, It's like, anytime you say you're going to write a song about like taking pills and going through depression, the song always starts with like this chord. It's like, I'm depressed. I kept trying to write it, and I was like, man, I'm just not feeling this thing. I was just singing, I'm like, oh man. One of those pills again, no. And so then I was thinking, I'm like, how can I write a song about this to where it doesn't sound depressing? Now I remember, I'm like, I love blues music, and you can write anything to a blues song, and it's just like, it'll sound fun. Like, you like, I listen to that in my car, and I'm like, that song's about my depression, right? It's like, I'm like, wow, it just sounded fun. And I'm like, well, it wasn't fun. That's how this one got started. Now I've got trouble of the hard kind, but I'm giving it up to you. I've got trouble of the hard kind, and I'm giving it up to you. Feels like muddy waters, what I've been walking through. I took some pills from the doctor. He told me they would wash away my pain. I took some pills from the doctor. He told me they would wash away my pain. But after 6 months of a trial run, the prescription didn't change anything except for some side effects.
come and save your son? I need some help from the Father. Won't you come and save your son? I believe that your life can make it right, and that the healing's all